What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm gearing up and getting ready for the morning hunt. I did want to quickly let you know that this video is covering 3 different hunts, as typically I would do a video only covering one. Shortly after getting settled in, I started to see eyes and started to see movement in the woods. And sure enough, this doe pops up. And then another doe. You'll see her pop up here in a second. If you've noticed, the wind is blowing extremely hard. I don't know that this was the best morning to come sit and hunt, but I chose to. Since it's already so late in bow season, I still wanted to take a chance at taking one with my crossbow. But as the season progresses, it starts getting into rifle season, and for bow hunters, it does present a challenge. I don't know about the bow hunters in all areas, but on this property, with it being so small, once rifle season starts, it's almost as if the deer start to disappear. So at this point, it's about 6:15 in the morning. I still have about half an hour before legal shooting light. So at this point, all I can do is watch. And then he shows up and they all start to feed. He's being a little aggressive, trying to push the does out, but these bucks have been feeding here for months and they're obviously a little territorial over their feeder. Shortly after they've been feeding, this buck alerts on something in the woods. I didn't see any eyes, but they obviously hear something. So the other buck ended up going back into the woods, and these two came back out. As soon as these guys came out, the does decided to head out. Unfortunately, they didn't stay long, and as you're about to see, the wind was just ridiculous. We're talking 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. With the wind being so strong, I wasn't sure that I would be able to make an ethical shot with a crossbow. So this hunt ended fairly quickly after daylight. So I wanted to get in one last hunt with a crossbow, but I decided to carry my rifle with me. As he was feeding, I thought I'd heard something moving around back behind the tree line, so I did a quick scan to see. It seemed like he never moved from this one spot. I'm not sure if it was the corn or something else. Whatever it was, a shot just wasn't lining out at this point. It seemed like this guy wanted to stay quartered the entire time, or right where I needed to shoot was directly behind a feeder leg. So he had been feeding for probably a good 25 or 30 minutes. No shot had presented itself, but you'll see here in a second, he alerts on something. And at that point, I knew I needed to do something to stop him. Well, here he is, a typical 8-point. He looks like he's been broken off at some point from sparring or fighting. After I took the shot, he crashed roughly about 10 yards behind the tree line. I didn't want to show the tracking portion of the video just because I've seen so many creators getting community strikes because of things like that. So in Texas, we're allowed to take one buck with a 13-inch spread or greater, and also a buck with an unbranched antler. In other words, a spike. So I decided to come sit, see if I can try calling one in, but it's just been oddly and eerily quiet lately. So at this point, it's just quiet, and I start to really think about how the last few Decembers have gone. At this point in the year, most of the deer have gone nocturnal. I've also been having some issues with my trail cam, so I've been hunting blind for probably the last, say, 6 weeks. But as you can see, there's just no movement, not much of anything going on. Besides a few squirrels and some crows at the feeder, that's really all I've seen. So with the end of deer season approaching quickly and the issues I've had with my trail camera, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and just take a step back. It's been a really busy few weeks with family, life, and hunting. The timing aligns perfectly, especially with the upcoming Christmas break, so I can take a step back, just breathe, and really get focused on this upcoming trapping season as well too. That's all I've got for you guys. I wanted to say thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this. If you would, leave a like, comment, and if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. It helps much more than you realize.
What in the world is going on?